Alright, hello. Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay. Alright, here we go. Okay. Welcome back to the next episode is what a civilization on another planet. Sorry, I couldn't speak. Anyways, yeah. I'm gonna be continuing the series. Oh yeah. One thing I need to do is that. Yeah, that works. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah. We are going to start today's episode off, I guess, in this continent, because why not? Yeah, I don't really like the borders. I'm probably gonna go get rid of those with one episode. Anyways, so yeah. First off, we will have the team that appeared last episode. Yeah, the guys that appeared last episode. And they will be expanding themselves. Also, I'm not getting a lot of views, so I'm gonna make the names for these countries eventually. You know what I will do? This episode, I will actually make the name of a country and the flag for a country. So yeah. Every episode I'll do that for a country. You know. But anyway, we are gonna see these guys expand. And expand they will. They'll expand. So they look very nice. Very nice borders. Very, very good. I did not mean to say that in an Indian voice. I'm sorry. Whoa. They will also be expanding their areas in their native island, which kind of looks like a wrench or a very elongated claw, and they will expand all of that. So yeah, they're pretty big. Next we're gonna go over here. We're gonna have a conflict. This place has been pretty peaceful so far, but not so much. So how does it start? Well, border dispute. So these guys try to expand, but they're knocked off. And same thing with those guys. So they both end up having very similar borders, but they both want a small piece of land, like right here. So of course they solve it with violence. War. So who starts it? These guys. They first engage sorry. Right here in a small piece, and they capture. I'm gonna be checking my province map. Okay, so it got bigger. That's right. I always forget about that. It's whatever. So I guess technically that'd be a new province. Yeah. So they will be taking a piece of the new province. And they will be taking a bit of their province up here. So, yeah. We will then have these guys expanding a little more into their new province. And they will even create a new front, a very large new front right there. And a counteroffensive up here. We will have these guys splitting them off, but they will go more towards the capital. will push back this northern little part and try to cut off them, but they miss a little bit. We have them pushing back here in their new province, almost completely taking it back. And the failed little capture thing got completely overrun. And now the country is split into two, as a very large front appears through this middle part. Other guys will then try to break it with a spearhead, and they're almost kind of successful. But they're also not successful, as they get pushed back quite quick. And they yet create another front, expand the front there, and they get more towards their capital. Then we have a surprised creation of forces way down here, which is completely unprepared. So these guys will push pretty far, like so. Eventually they will try to redirect their military there. So that's what they do. So their fronts start to weaken. And their little capture thing is broken and fails. Eventually, they do connect. And they are surrounded. Reinforcements are sent and completely. And they go full steam ahead. Mind you, full steam ahead. So they're trying their best. Eventually, 3 different spearheads will form. And then the 3 spearheads will all connect and major captures happen. And they're out of troops. So what do? They retreat. And these guys win the war. So yeah. So with this, the people of this country aren't very pleased at all. So what do we have happening? A civil war, of course, which will involve 2 countries. A new Cyan country that expanded themselves a little more north. It is at the north part of the country, and a little bit right there. And another one over by the capital. It is very small. So yeah, so this is how we're gonna have the Civil War go. So, firstly, we'll have a small port of the rebels here, expanding, and a connection, creating a front, and more so a blockade, so these guys can create another front. The Cyan team is very easily able to rip through the north, as it is very unpopulated. We do have a counterattack coming from here, and a small spearhead, and them pushing them back a little bit through there. We do have these guys reaching the capital a little more, but we have the complete capture of this side of the rebellion, and also a bit of a counteroffensive up here. They will get very close, and a capture happens, but then they do a small little tactic, which I'll call a swirly, and they will interlock in capturing the capital. And they will also recapture there, and the capital is under siege. We will then have a slow counteroffensive over here, but it won't be to any avail, as the rebels here have captured the capital. They will not fall yet, as some military is able to continue to operate, but they will fail miserably. So this is the peace treaty. We'll have the Cyan team getting that land, and this other team getting that. So yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. And these guys' capital will be the old capital, obviously, because it's supposed to be populate the place they have. And these guys will the capital up here. We'll see the expansion of these guys with their island. Yeah. Next up, we're gonna go over here and have another big conflict, which is actually versus everyone. So these guys versus that guys, those guys versus that guys, and those guys versus that guys, so forth and so on. So yeah, who will cause it? Of course, the dark blue team, as they ceased fire on both armies that were stationed here, and they will take a few slithers of land and get very close to their capital. They will even send a small force of troops right here, which is not noticed. They will also expand during the war. But yeah, we will then have a huge front created right here, and another one reaching from here, trying to cut them off. This country will try to focus on these guys, and they successfully take their capital. The dark blue team will encapsulate the rest. But this little front continues to build up and prepare for their huge siege. If all goes well, then they'll just connect themselves after. But if it doesn't, then they won't. We even have them attacking this small part of their island. A huge chunk. We have these guys making a large spearhead, full steam ahead to their capital. When I mean by full steam instead, I don't mean all force, I just mean rushing. The dark blue team will get the arm. They will get the rest of this island. Oh, that's the wrong color. And we have the back down of this country. And so we have the front over here expanding a lot more. Becoming a giant potato. They do not full send, but full steam ahead to the capital. And all did not go well. So we have these guys absolutely bomb rushing and absolutely destroying the small slither line over here. The land does connect. And they connect even more. And now they're fighting on 3 fronts. 3! One here, one up there, and one right here. So, the connections are met. And the blue team is slowly but surely able to crack down onto them. But the fierce resistance over here by the capital, it's very, very insane. And capture after capture after capture. A full capture is made around the capital. And the siege of the capital begins. With small inches and inches of inches are made. They do push back, try to create a plan to full capture this coast. And another one down here to capture this small part of the coast, which does work. But this one is cut off and erased and pushed back harder. Same thing with this part. And they are done. So there goes their capital. So 2 nations are forced to their island exclaves. Wow. Dark blue team. That's pretty impressive. I won't lie. Yeah. Wow. It's crazy. We will now have a conflict over here. Between this magenta country and this gray country. Now, what happened? Now, it's not a border dispute. It's not an accidental fire. Or shooting or whatever. It's the killing of an animal. That's right. This country, one of their soldiers decided, I'm gonna kill this cat because why not? And they shot a cat. And the magenta saw this as a declaration of war. And as this happened, they started pushing because they thought they had declared war on them. These guys already had planned to invade them. So, we have a small part being captured of this province right here. And it expands. The magenta team will make a small spearhead to try to cut them off. It almost works, but then it doesn't, as their own spearhead connects, even goes a little bit more back towards their capital. So almost a full capture of their northernmost province. We'll even go right there, and the capture happens. And they will connect as another capture happens. The magenta team will fight back. They will. And they will do very great. And I mean, absolutely great. And they continue to do good, as they have support from the red team, the pink team, and the dark red team. Which the dark red team actually makes their own invasion down here into what would be this province, and this the capital province. they will continue their campaign down here, but they do have a lot of troops in their capital province. So what do? They make a spearhead. As the magenta team and the dark red team try to cut them off. And a small slither is left. Up here, they continue. But then something amazing happens. That. A four-legged spider happens. Yes, I'm going to call it that. A four-legged spider. And a capture. A state farm capture. A full-on capture happens. Like that. And it all connects. So yeah. The magenta country will take back a little bit more land. And same thing with the gray country. And the gray country will push back a lot more. And the magenta country will surrender. And the gray country gets that out of them. Which is pretty much the completely the entire, literally their entire northern province. Except a little extra, that one and that one. And their capital one. And even, and they continue the war on the dark red team. And they will gain a little more. And lose a little more. And then gain a lot more again. And then lose a lot less. So yeah. So this is how the treaty is going to look. The dark red team, again, this little slither from them. And so yeah. We have the gray team absolutely destroying them. So yeah. Dark team, the dark red team and pink team relations are still very good. So good, in fact, they unite. So I'm going to try and mix their colors. Let me see if I can mix their colors. Yeah, it's perfect. Big ol' red ones. Anyways, sorry. Wait. Big ol' red ones. Yeah. So there we go. So they will unite. There we go. They united. And their capital will be one of both, will be actually right here where they were both working on a city, because they were planning on united a long time ago, but then that war happened, so they couldn't. And so their new big city happens. The city connection was like right here. They were originally going to expand their capital provinces and stuff, so yeah. Alright, there we go. Their capital is really large for a reason, because that means how populated and advanced it is. So right now, these guys have the most advanced capital. Apart from, like, these guys, I guess. So, yeah. I'm just going to check the recording time. 25 minutes, wow. It's pretty good. I will now take this map, put it against that map. That didn't really work. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Well, I'm not gonna show the provinces because I'm gonna figure this out and I'm in the video. So, bye bye. Yep.